Good evening and welcome to the news tonight. I'm Tracy Shilchi, and in the next 30 minutes I'll be getting you all the top stories from India and across the world. Let's start with the headlines. The Delhi High Court questions the odd-even traffic formula for the city, seeks to know why the Aam Aadmi government's logic in exempting women drivers and two-wheelers from restrictions, demands a status report within a week. On a day-long visit to Kerala, Sonia Gandhi targets the BJP for appropriating the legacy of social reformer Sri Narayan Guru, holds one-on-one meetings with coalition partners. The CPIM plenum resolves to make space for contrary views within the party. Leaders are also asked to strengthen connect with the masses. The Union Cabinet approves joint venture companies with states to mobilize resources for rail infrastructure projects, agrees to set up a 5,000 crore fund to promote solar rooftops. And IMF Chief Christine Lagarde forecasts a disappointing year ahead for global economic growth, highlights higher risk of economic vulnerability worldwide. Top story coming in from the national capital. The Delhi High Court on Wednesday sought an explanation from the Delhi government on why women drivers and two-wheelers were exempt from its odd-even trial to curb pollution. The court sought a response by the 6th of January. Meanwhile, hundreds of school children took a pledge in the Chief Minister's presence to fight pollution. The state government's ambitious odd-even scheme is all set to roll out from the 1st of January.
The Delhi government's odd-even formula, which is all set to kickstart from January 1st, 2016, has invited a new controversy. The Delhi High Court has asked the Aam Aadmi Party government to give the logic behind exempting women drivers and two-wheelers from the restrictions. It also issued a notice to the Delhi government asking them to file a status report within the week.
दिल्ली को पोल्यूशन फ्री करना है। अब उसके लिए हमने कार फ्री डे किया, ऑड इवन करने जा रहे हैं। ऑड इवन का जो अनुभव आएगा उसके आधार पर और भी हम एक्सपेरिमेंट और भी प्लानिंग को लेकर के आगे बढ़ेंगे।
The court, however, refused to entertain a petition seeking exemption for lawyers. Traders and doctors have also been seeking exemption from the rule.
एडवोकेट है, हमारे पास कोई स्पेशल एक पर्टिकुलर ऑफिस नहीं है. वी हैव टू मूव फ्रॉम कोर्ट टू कोर्ट, ट्रिब्यूनल टू ट्रिब्यूनल, कमीशन टू कमीशन. दिस इज इन प्लेस इन फ्रंट ऑफ चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ हाई कोर्ट एंड विल
कब है इस पे सुनवाई?
ऑन 6th of January.
On Wednesday, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal led hundreds of school children in taking a pledge to convince parents to adhere to the odd-even scheme. Kejriwal said the formula could become a success only if everyone takes part. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia was also present on the occasion.
Actually, ये तभी सक्सेसफुल होगा जब बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट बन जाएगा, जब सब लोगों के दिल से ये बात निकलेगी. हमने इसलिए नहीं करना क्योंकि केजरीवाल कह रहे हैं, हमें इसलिए नहीं करना क्योंकि सरकार जबरदस्ती कर रही है, हमें इसलिए करना है क्योंकि हमें लगता है कि हमारी जिंदगी के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है, हमारी हेल्थ के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है.
Under the Delhi government's initiative, even-numbered vehicles will run on even dates and odd-number vehicles on odd dates. The trial from January 1st till the 15th is being conducted to battle rising pollution in the city. Anu Diwan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, Congress President Sonia Gandhi visited Kerala today, where she appealed to people to fight communal forces. Sonia's visit comes in the backdrop of the SNDP, founded by social reformer Sri Narayan Guru, recently allying with the BJP for the local body elections in the state. Kerala goes to assembly elections next year.
On a day-long visit to Kerala, Congress President Sonia Gandhi made a veiled attack against the BJP, saying the legacy of social reformer Sri Narayana Guru was being captured for political gain. Sonia was speaking at the inauguration of the annual pilgrimage at the Shivagiri Mutt in Thiruvananthapuram.
I believe that there can be no greater betrayal of Sri Narayana Guru than the attempts being made to capture his legacy by communal ideologies and individuals.
The Shivagiri Mutt, where the backward community of Irava begins its pilgrimage, has gained centre stage ahead of next year's assembly elections in the state. An organisation for the committee, Sri Narayana Dharma Parivalana Sangam Yogam, will have a tie-up with the BJP after allying with the party for the local body elections. On a visit to Kerala earlier this month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also met the Mutt's religious heads. However, the Congress president lauded the efforts of the SNDP Yogam in leading a social educational transformation in the state.
It has led to unprecedented social empowerment, an example of which was the appointment of Sri R. Shankar as Chief Minister by the Congress Party way back in 1970. It would be a complete negation of Sri Narayana Guru's teaching if in the pursuit of political gains by a few, this noble organization were to be led astray from its principal purposes.
After the inauguration, Sonia Gandhi had a one-to-one meeting with the UDF coalition partners amid reports of rising dissent among them. She also inaugurated the Silver Jubilee celebrations of the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology in Pambadi. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, the CPIM has decided on several measures to make its internal functioning more democratic. In the party's plenum that is currently underway in Kolkata, this issue is in top focus. The leaders have also decided to fight against social injustice more openly. The decisions taken at the plenum will be implemented in a time-bound manner.
The CPIM has decided to give more voice to contrarian views within the party. The party believes that the principle of democratic centralism that establishes the supremacy of the leadership is misused to curb voices of dissent. The party's leaders have also been asked to establish connections with the masses.
We have reviewed the working of democratic centralism in the party, and we feel the key link today is to strengthen inner party democracy. That is the key link in the proper functioning of democratic centralism.
In a bid to bring more women into the party's folds, it has been decided that in the next 3 years, their participation will be increased by at least 25%. The party is also planning to reach out to the backward classes, minorities and the youth by giving them bigger roles. These decisions will be implemented in a time-bound manner.
Increasing the women's membership, we are given a 3-year target. Similarly, there are time-bound targets for various things.
CPIM leaders also admitted that they made mistakes in reading the pulse of the nation in the last few years. The leadership came in for a lot of criticism for this. Shyam Sundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In fact, our correspondent Shyam Sundar also spoke to the party's former General Secretary Prakash Karat about the various decisions taken and the party's future plans. Let's listen in.
कॉमरेड प्रकाश, इस प्लेनम में अगर संगठन पे बात करें तो कौन सी ऐसी मुख्य कमजोरियां हैं जिनको आइडेंटिफाई किया है पार्टी ने और जिनका समाधान ढूंढा है?
उसमें मार्क्सवादी कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी के तौर पर देखा जाए तो हम एक अखिल भारतीय स्तर पर एक राजनीतिक ताकत के रूप में उभरने में अभी भी हमारी कमियां हैं और 3 राज्यों में हम मजबूत है और 2-3 राज्यों में कुछ आधार है हमारा, लेकिन पूरे देश के पैमाने पर जो हम पार्टी का आधार जन आधार बढ़ाना चाहते थे उसमें हम अभी तक ज्यादा प्रगति नहीं कर पाए। इसको कैसे करना चाहिए, उसके लिए संगठन किस तरह के रूप में सुदृढ़ करना चाहिए, वही इस प्लेनम का एजेंडा है।
37 साल बाद ये प्लेनम हो रहा है तो आपने कहा कि मजबूत करना है, लेकिन क्या ऐसी कमियां छूट गई? क्या वजह रही कि जो आपने 37 साल पहले तय किया था वो नहीं हो पाया? आपकी पार्टी का जनाधार इन राज्यों से बाहर नहीं जा पाया?
उसमें हिंदी भाषी क्षेत्रों में पार्टी को बढ़ाने की बात थी 37 साल पहले, लेकिन उसके बाद जो राजनीतिक घटनाक्रम रहा है उसमें सांप्रदायिक ताकतों का उभार रहा है 90 के दशक में और जातिगत अपील बढ़ी है राजनीतिक पार्टियों के ओर से। ये सब हमारी पार्टी और लेफ्ट के बढ़त में बाधा डाला है। तो ये सिर्फ संगठन का सवाल नहीं है, लेकिन संगठन को बढ़ाने में भी उस पर विपरीत असर डाला है।
ये बहुत चर्चा रही कि सीपीएम नौजवानों को मैं अपनी पार्टी का आधार बढ़ाने के लिए बहुत चर्चा इस प्लेनम में हुई है, उसके लिए अलग अलग तरह से प्लेटफॉर्म उनको उपलब्ध कराने की बात हो रही है, सोशल मीडिया को इस्तेमाल करने की बात हो रही है। क्या कुल मिलाकर बताना चाहेंगे इस बारे में?
उसमें हमेशा वामपंथ का नौजवानों में आकर्षण रहा है, लेकिन पिछले 1-2 दशकों में वो कम हुआ है। उसका बहुत से कारण है। दुनिया में वैचारिक स्तर पर जो समाजवाद को धक्का पहुंचा उसका असर पड़ा है और उसके साथ साथ हमारे देश में खास तौर पर नव उदारवादी जो नीतियां लागू हुई है उसके साथ कुछ मूल्य भी है समाज में जो बड़ा है और नौजवानों को पर भी उसका असर है। ये सब का अध्ययन करते हुए किन मुद्दों को उठा के हम नौजवानों को दोबारा समाजवाद की तरफ आकर्षण कर सकते हैं और पार्टी के प्लेटफॉर्म्स के साथ जोड़ सकते हैं और नौजवानों के लिए ज्वलंत जो मुद्दे हैं उनके जो सोच में परिवर्तन है अभी उसको समझ के किस तरह के नारे और मुद्दे उनके बीच में ले जाना है उस पर हमने कुछ एक्सरसाइज किया है।
कुछ सीपीएम के नेता यहाँ पर वकालत कर रहे हैं। पार्टी लगातार कह रही है कि राज्य कमेटी इस पर पहले चर्चा करेगी, उसके बाद फिर केंद्र कमेटी या पॉलिट ब्यूरो तय करेगा। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ ये कही जाती है कि एक फ्रेमवर्क पार्टी कांग्रेस ने दिया है, तो क्या उस फ्रेमवर्क के अंदर ये चर्चा संभव है?
बंगाल के विशेष परिस्थितियों में हमें सोचना पड़ेगा किस तरह के चुनावी टैक्टिक्स हमें अपनाना है, लेकिन ये बात हम अभी यहाँ बहस नहीं कर सकते हमारे संगठन के प्लेनम में।
All right. For more on this story, we're joined this evening by Aditi Fadnis, who's a political editor at Business Standard, joining us in studio. Thanks so much, Aditi, for being here. As Mr. Karat was saying, he couldn't have been more honest and more clear of what really are the challenges that the party faces, in today's time, and also saying that relevance on a national level, that is something that the party needs to look at. Will smart alliances actually help them?
In the past, smart alliances have not really helped them. The alliance with the Congress in 2004 was an alliance based on a common minimum program. But unfortunately, I think the left parties thought that they could radicalize the Congress, and the Congress thought that they could turn the left parties a little more pink. Neither happened, and finally it led to a massive standoff over the Indo-US civil nuclear deal, leading to almost premature withdrawal of support by the left parties. So it's a toss-up. It's true that the biggest challenge today before the Congress, before the CPIM, before the left forces generally, is the challenge of communalism. But as EMS Namudripad used to say, if the Congress is malaria, the BJP is plague, and ultimately you're dead from both. So it's a difficult choice to make.
Yes.
And it's also the question of the growth and development of your own party, and the growth and development at what cost. Those very people whom you abuse, whom you hold responsible for neoliberal economic policies and fascist tendencies,
Yes.
are the people with whom you may have to join hands
Yes.
to keep away other fascist forces. So it's a complex issue, and I'm not saying that the left parties don't have any base at all. Of course they do. Left-minded people are many in our country.
Yes.
We've had a long legacy of socialism, not necessarily of communism. But I think you have to keep reinventing yourself, and there are new challenges every day.
Absolutely.
And that is what the
And this is a
CPIM
time, Aditi, where, big speeches, big rallies, big powerful leaders, social media to a large extent also plays a big role in attracting the youth, attracting more people. And is this one area which the CPIM is looking at today? Of course, we did have leaders saying that, reaching out to the masses is something that they're going to be focusing on as well.
I think media like social media, which is value neutral, which is just a way to disseminate your thoughts and your feelings, is something that has been adopted by left parties across the world. It's not owned by any large corporation or house which censors what you have to do, but then you have to be ready for the downside of that, which is a very, very open kind of an uncensored, unexpurgated view of not just the world at large, but also your own policies, which then you will have to take on board. And I noticed that the former General Secretary Prakash Karat used the word democratic centralism. We still swear by it. Now, democratic centralism is great, but the point is that I don't think in today's day and age of social media, you can have centralism of any sort, let alone democratic centralism.
Absolutely.
So I think those contradictions have to be resolved.
Absolutely. 2016 going to be crucial, definitely, for all the parties, especially for the CPIM, and we'll be keeping out, we'll be watching all those developments. Thanks so much, Aditi, for joining us for the moment on this story. Meanwhile, heading on to more national news, and the Union Cabinet approved the formation of joint venture companies with several states to enable the centre mobilize resources for various rail infrastructure projects. It also approved a 5,000 crore fund to promote solar rooftops in the country.
Aiming for a greater financial role of states in executing rail projects, the Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved the formation of joint venture companies with several states. The Cabinet also gave approvals to several MOUs in various fields, including in Sintef, Norway and CPWD in the field of recycling of construction and demolition waste. MOU between the Ministry of Urban Development and Bloomberg Philanthropies to support the development of smart cities. Ex post facto approval for MOU among BRICS countries on BRICS Network University, MOU with Jordan for promoting cooperation in the field of information technology and electronics, agreement between India and Maldives to exchange information on taxes. The CCEA also approved 5,000 crore rupees to promote solar rooftops in the country. It also approved amended technology upgradation fund scheme for textiles industry to generate investment of 1 lakh crore rupees and create 30 lakh jobs. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
With that, we'll take a quick break here, but more news follows. Stay with us.
आपका मुद्दा आपका हाथ सरकार तक पहुंचेगा आपका सवाल। राज्यसभा टीवी बनेगा आपकी आवाज।
Welcome back. Let's get you some more national news. And the Congress party today demanded an inquiry by a special investigation team into the alleged fixing of a bypoll in Chhattisgarh last year. The Election Commission, on the other hand, asked the Chief Secretary to urgently institute a suitable inquiry into the matter.
Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh Raman Singh on Wednesday rejected demands of a police investigation into an alleged fixing of a bypoll by the ruling BJP and the opposition Congress. A national daily made public some audio tapes that contain purported conversations between Congress members, including former Chief Minister Ajit Jogi and his son Amit Jogi and Raman Singh's son-in-law Puneet Gupta. The conversation suggests that money exchanged hands to make Congress candidate Manturam Pawar withdraw his nomination from the Antagar constituency. Singh rejected the allegations, calling it a result of faction fight in the opposition.
ये यदि कांग्रेस का आंतरिक गुटबाजी का नतीजा है और इस नतीजे के रूप में जबरदस्ती भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जोड़ने का काम कर रहे हैं। कांग्रेस को हर चीज में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की भूमिका दिखती है।
The Congress demanded dismissal of the Singh's government. Singh, however, said that his son-in-law Gupta had nothing to do with politics.
वो अपनी सरकारी नौकरी करता है जबरदस्ती। अब कोई डॉक्टर रमन के परिवार को कोई नहीं मिला, मैं नहीं मिला, दूसरे नहीं मिले, तो उनको लगता है कि किसी को टारगेट बनाया जाए।
Pawar pulled out of the elections last minute, inviting his party's wrath and an expulsion. With Pawar out of the race, winning the bypoll became very easy for BJP. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Navy today successfully test-fired the surface-to-air missile Barak 8 from INS Kolkata. The Navy described the newly developed long-range missile as a significant milestone in enhancing anti-air warfare capability. Jointly developed by India and Israel, Barak 8 is designed to defend against a variety of short to long-range airborne threats, including fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, drones and projectiles. While 2 tests were successfully conducted on board Israeli ships, this is the first time the test was held on board an Indian vessel. With that, let's take you through some more national news updates in Nationwide. The Congress won 3 seats, Shiv Sena 2 and the NCP, BJP and an independent shared a seat each in the Maharashtra Legislative Council elections. 15 candidates contested the Sunday elections for 7 constituencies. The ruling Congress led in 13 of the 25 Karnataka Legislative Council seats for which elections were held on Sunday too. In the remaining 12 seats, opposition BJP led in 6 and Janata Dal Secular led in 4 seats, while independents are ahead in the 2 remaining seats. The ruling Telangana Rashtra Samiti won 4 seats and the Congress 2 in the Telangana Legislative Council elections that were held for the 6 seats, and it brings the strength of TRS in the 40-member House to 29 and the Congress to 8 seats. 23 Maoist rebels, including 3 women, surrendered in Chhattisgarh on Tuesday. They were reportedly influenced to quit arms by recent anti-Maoist rallies. The surrendered Maoists were booked under various cases like bomb blasts on roads and railway tracks, kidnapping and murder. International news. And IMF chief Christine Lagarde has forecast a disappointing year ahead for global economic growth. Lagarde's article, published in German Business Daily, pointed out a higher risk of economic vulnerability worldwide. The rising interest rates in the US, economic slowdown in China, persistent fragility of the financial system in several countries are expected to be the major contributing factors. She also expressed concern over the developing economy's ability to absorb potential spillover effects of a tighter monetary policy. Lagarde cautioned that the medium-term outlook too seems clouded. The death toll from a suicide bomb attack on a government office in northwestern Pakistan has risen to 26, with more than 70 wounded in the blast. On Tuesday, a suicide bomber blew himself up in the city of Mardan outside the National Database and Registration Authority office that issues identity cards. The attack has been claimed by the Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, a breakaway Taliban group. The attack is one of the deadliest since last December's massacre of 150 pupils and teachers in Peshawar. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif condemned the bombing and instructed authorities to provide the best possible treatment for the wounded.
नमाज पढ़ा था घर पे तो जोरदार धमाका हुआ, मैं भाग के हुआ है तो यहाँ पर लाशें पड़ी हुई थी, क़यामत का समा था, लोग यहाँ बिखरे हुए पड़े थे, लोग दो जर्दों आ रहे थे, रेस्क्यू आ रहा था, लाशों को उठाकर जो है ना गाड़ियों में डाल रहे थे।
बूढ़े जवान और छोटे बच्चे भी इस नादरा दफ्तर में शामिल थे। तकरीबन इधर मर्दान मेडिकल कॉम्प्लेक्स में डेड बॉडी मुंतकिल कर दिए।
Over to the US, and the National Guard has been called in and flood warnings have been issued in several parts of the country's Midwest as the region struggles to deal with the effects of the El Niño. At least 40 deaths have been reported so far, with the situation expected to worsen in the coming days.
After the winter storm's continuous presence in parts of the United States, residents of the Midwest are suffering from the secondary disaster, the effects of El Niño. At least 69 tornadoes and over 400 floods have flashed the region in recent days, mostly in Missouri and Illinois, resulting in the deaths of over 40 people. The phenomena sees warm waters of the Central Pacific expand eastwards toward North and South America.
We still need help. I mean, we really need help. We're saving my house right now.
I understand there's other ways around not using the interstate, but a lot of those routes are blocked right now as well.
They're working the way that they're supposed to work, but the amount of water that we've received is just overwhelming.
An 8-kilometer section of the Mississippi River in Missouri has been closed to vessels as rising water levels have created hazardous conditions. Aerial footage showed buildings engulfed in water. Other rivers are also expected to reach new highs. The local authorities have sought help from the National Guard. The severe weather has stranded thousands of travelers during one of the busiest travel periods of the year.
That is why this afternoon I activated the Missouri National Guard to help support local communities and keep Missourians safe. The Guard will have very clear and specific responsibilities, including providing security in evacuated areas and directing traffic from road closures.
North England too has been suffering from severe floods and continuous rain. Serious flood warnings have already been issued in 4 places as a new round of rainstorms is expected to hit the country soon. The effects of El Niño was felt in South America too, with 43 towns of Brazil in a state of emergency. Pope Francis expressed sympathy and prayed for the flood victims in the United States, Great Britain and South America.
Invito a pregare per le vittime delle calamità che in questi giorni hanno colpito gli Stati Uniti, la Gran Bretagna e l'America del Sud. specialmente il Paraguay, causando purtroppo vittime, molti sfolati e ingenti danni.
Families caught in the freak weather are struggling to salvage whatever remains of their belongings. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's change tracks. Get you all the latest from the world of sports in Sports Beat. India will face Maldives in a high-voltage encounter in the SAF Cup semi-final on Thursday. The Indian team is in impressive form as they started off their campaign with a 2-0 win against Sri Lanka, followed by a 4-1 victory over Nepal. But the team suffered a big blow as star striker Robin Singh was ruled out of the tournament due to a knee injury. Robin netted twice in India's win over Sri Lanka. England defeated South Africa by 241 runs in the first test in Durban. England claimed 6 wickets for just 38 runs on day 5, limiting the Proteas' lineup to 174. For England, Steve Finn picked up 4 wickets while Moeen Ali took 3. Meanwhile, England's Joe Root equalled the record for most 50-plus test scores in a year within 13. In fact, England now lead the 4-test series 1-0. Bangladesh fast bowler Shahadat Hussain was indicted for physically torturing an 11-year-old girl who he kept as a domestic help. Hussain was suspended from all cricket activity. He is currently on bail and may face up to 14 years in jail if found guilty. Manchester City were held to a goalless draw by Leicester City in the Premier League on Wednesday. Leicester now level on points with league leaders Arsenal and 3 ahead of Manchester City, who are third. In fact, Man City are now winless in 6 away games, while it was the first time that Leicester failed to score in 15 home matches. That's all we have for you on the news tonight. From the entire team here, good night.